Beyond the silver rivers and whispering hills, the kingdom of Arendelle sparkled under the sun, a land ruled by kindness and light. On the night the moon shone its brightest, a princess was born, Princess Elowen, a child of prophecy, destined to bring balance and prosperity to the realm. But destiny, as it often does, drew the attention of darkness. An evil enchantress named Morvella, feared for her forbidden magic, believed the child's fate would one day shatter her power. So, under the cover of a raging storm, Morvella crept into the castle, stole the infant princess from her cradle, and vanished into the Forbidden Mountains. There, hidden among black cliffs and forests choked with thorns, Morvella raised Elowen inside a tower that seemed to touch the clouds. The tower had no doors, no stairs, only a single window, a lonely eye staring out at a world Elowen was forbidden to know. To keep the girl trapped, Morvella cast a powerful, cruel spell upon her hair. It grew endlessly long, shimmering with a faint, golden magic, a living rope for the enchantress to climb. Elowen grew up believing the cold stone tower was the entire world. Her hair was her only connection to the outside, a tool used by her supposed mother, Morvella. But soon, Elowen discovered something more. The strands of her hair seemed alive, responding to her very emotions. When she sang a hopeful song, her hair would glow with a soft, warm light. When she dreamed of a freedom she couldn't name, it seemed to grow stronger, tougher. It was a secret language only she and her heart understood, years spun by like threads on a loom. Elowen became a young woman, her spirit as captive as her body. Then, one day, a small, wounded hawk crashed against her window, its wing broken. Gently, Elowen tended to its injury, wrapping it in soft cloth and feeding it from her own small rations. As she healed it, the bird seemed to whisper to her not with words, but with images that filled her mind. Vast green valleys, bustling towns filled with laughter, and a lost kingdom draped in sorrow, endlessly searching for its stolen heir. That night, as the moon cast long shadows across her room, a profound realization washed over Elowen. She was not a prisoner of fate. She was a prisoner of fear. The tower wasn't her world. It was her cage. Morvella wasn't her mother. She was her jailer. A fire ignited in her heart. Determined to seize her own destiny, Elowen began to work. Day after day, she wove her impossibly long hair, not into simple braids, but into intricate ropes, sturdy bridges, and protective charms she'd only seen in her dreams. Her hands grew calloused, but her resolve grew stronger with every knot. Finally, the day came. Morvella, needing to gather more dark magic, descended the golden ladder of Elowen's hair and disappeared into the shadowed woods. This was her chance. With her heart hammering against her ribs, a drumbeat of terror and wild wonder, Elowen secured her woven rope of hair to the window ledge. She took a deep breath and began her descent. For the first time, she felt the wind on her face, smelled the scent of pine and damp earth. The world beyond the tower was more vast and terrifying and beautiful than she had ever imagined. But it was also dangerous. She had to cross cursed forests where the very trees whispered lies to lead her astray. Shadow beasts, drawn to the scent of her royal magic, hunted her through the night. She nearly drowned in a river of illusion that showed her a happy life in the tower, a tempting lie designed to break her will. But she was not alone for long. On her journey, she found allies in the most unexpected places. First, a clever fox spirit, bound by an ancient oath to protect the royal line of Arendelle, appeared at her side, guiding her through treacherous paths. Then, she met a wandering knight, haunted by past failures and searching for a cause worthy of redemption. He saw the courage in her eyes and swore his sword to her quest. Finally, deep in a hidden grove, they found a forest healer who recognized the sacred magic woven into Elowen's hair, a magic that belonged only to the true rulers of Arendelle. Each new friend taught her something vital. The fox spirit taught her cleverness and trust in her instincts. The knight taught her courage and the strength to stand for others. The healer taught her about her own heritage and the power that had always lived inside her. Through their guidance, Elowen learned the ultimate truth of Morvella's curse. Her hair was not a symbol of her imprisonment. It was the living symbol of her will, her lineage, and her spirit. She discovered she could command it, shaping it into a shield as hard as steel, a whip as sharp as a blade, or even great golden wings that could carry her over any obstacle. Inevitably, Morvella discovered the escape. Enraged, she hunted Elowen across the land, unleashing her darkest spells, determined to drag her back to the tower. Their final, fateful confrontation took place among the weathered ruins of Arendale's ancient throne, the very place where Elowen's story had begun. Morvella, her face twisted with fury, tried to ensnare Elowen again, to bind her with her own hair and her own fear. But this was not the same girl who had lived in a lonely tower. Elowen stood tall, her eyes blazing with the light of a queen. With a cry of defiance, she took the knight's dagger and, for the first time in her life, cut her own hair. The moment the blade sliced through the golden strands, the enchantment shattered. A shock wave of pure magic erupted, but it didn't come from her hair. It burst forth from her heart, where it had been locked away all along. Morvella's dark power tied to the curse crumbled into dust. As the light faded, the people of Arendale, drawn by the commotion, saw her. They saw the lost princess, not defined by her long hair, but by the strength in her stance and the fire in her soul. They saw their queen. Elowen reclaimed her rightful place, not as a girl locked away from the world, but as a leader forged by courage, choice, and an unbreakable will for freedom. And from that day forward, in her wise and just kingdom, no tower in Arendale was ever built without a door. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of bravery and hope, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to join us for more adventures.